Welcome in to the GHS Tavern. I am Cy the Guy, the owner of the tavern, much like Ari Emanuel is the owner of TKO. Unfortunately for us pro wrestling fans, it begs a question after watching Raw last night. This is clearly setting up for a WWE versus TKO style something, whether, and I'm not doubting that there are definitely real life, issues that are present. I'm definitely not doubting that there is real life animosity, especially between guys like CM Punk and Cody Rhodes with this whole Pat McAfee thing and all of these celebrities. And trust me, the fans feel it too. The fans have animosity. At least I know I fucking do, right? I don't want to see I Show Speed at WrestleMania. I don't want to see fucking Pat McAfee at WrestleMania. Nobody wants to see all of these D-list celebrities take part in the biggest pro wrestling show on planet Earth. Nobody wants to see this, right? But for whatever reason, Ari Emanuel thinks that this is what's going to sell the tickets. What he fails to realize is that when he purchased WWE, it's not your typical sports organization, right? You have different categories of fan. You have sports fans here in their own category. You have WWE fans, and in the middle, you get some that are fans of both. But this group here that is strictly sports fans that are not over here with the WWE fans, they will never, and I mean fucking never, they will never foot the bill for the tickets to your shows, and they will never give you the viewership that you're seeking. You may draw some of them in when you bring in some of these celebrities. You may draw some of them in when you bring in a fucking Tom Brady, like it's rumored that they're going to do, right? Some of those people may join in on the action, to see their guy. But those people are not going to be there the Monday after fucking WrestleMania when the follow-up is necessary and important. That's the biggest issue right now. Is Ari Emanuel thinks that this is his fan base. This is the fan base for the product. And he's dead wrong. He is dead fucking wrong. The fan base of the product are the diehards. The people who want to go to the shows. The people who talk about the shows. The people who watch the shows and take fucking notes. Like me and many other creators in the IWC. Right? But fuck us. Fuck us. We're getting I Show Speed and we're getting Tom Brady and Pat McAfee and fucking Little Yachty and little this one and that one. Who gives a fuck? That's not what we want. Meanwhile, you got some of the best professional wrestlers on planet Earth, like Carmelo Hayes, Ray Phoenix, fucking Matt Cardona's getting treated like a fucking side piece. Dude worked his ass off to get back to the company he didn't want to leave in the first place. And he's booked like shit. This is just, it's disgusting. Now, at first glance, when people hear, Cody Rhodes promo that he came out with on Friday that was reportedly unscripted, he reportedly went off the script for his promo where he mentioned the reveal of Pat McAfee is equivalent to Scott Hall and Kevin Nash talking about the third man and it being revealed as Disco Inferno. You hear that, Disco? Cody says, fuck you. But he's absolutely right, for one. And then you hear CM Punk's promo yesterday on Raw, where he all but mentioned Ari Emanuel by name. I mean, that's as close as you can get to calling someone out by name without using their fucking name as you can get. He said, Pat McAfee's agent. Lower the ticket prices. I want the families to see me put my foot on Roman Reigns' throat. Now, I truly do believe that coming from these two, their feelings of animosity and resentment towards TKO and the whole Pat McAfee thing, I do believe them. I believe they feel that way. Absolutely. But then it begs the question, we know how these billionaires operate, right? We watched Vince McMahon operate pretty much our entire childhoods. Let me ask you this. Do you think Vince McMahon would let people go out there willy-nilly and say whatever the fuck they want? Not going to happen. Not going to happen. So it does beg the question, is this a shoot like we're being told it is? Is it a shoot or is it a work shoot where it's meant to sound like real hatred, real animosity, real grievances being aired out in front of us live, when it's all setting up what will turn out to be a bullshit storyline in the end anyway? I could see it. I could see it either way, to be honest with you. On one hand, if the feelings of animosity and hatred towards the corporate TKO are true, then Triple H is probably out looking at like 12 to 16 months before he's out of there anyway. So if that's the scenario, I could absolutely see Triple H telling these guys, hey, go out there and let TKO know, fuck them, right? I could see it. But on the flip side to that, I could absolutely see this being a work entirely, right? I could see this being, you know what? Let's give them War Games 2026. Team TKO versus Team WWE. It's going to be fucking Randy Orton and Pat McAfee and IShow Speed, all the things that we professional wrestling fans fucking hate about the product right now. Versus Team WWE, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes. Insert two other fucking guys here. Doesn't really matter. I could see either one being the case. Which would I prefer? I would prefer this to be real, actual hatred and animosity. Because quite frankly, that second option is exactly what every fucking nightmare on planet Earth is made out of. That sounds horrendous. As a pro wrestling fan, I don't want anything to do with that second scenario. In fact, I think War Games should just be scrapped entirely. It's fucking dead and it's old and it's tired, kind of like we are watching this fucking shitty show. Now, Raw was better than SmackDown, per usual, right? Raw is always better than SmackDown. SmackDown is the worst show, quite possibly, on television in its entirety right now. But we're going to go over CM Punk's promo a little bit here. Pulling it up. So CM Punk, you knew it was about to be some shit when CM Punk comes out. First thing he does is crisscross applesauce right in the center of the ring. Says he's had good moments in Houston. Says he's had a lot of memorable times, but there are also some ghosts in the building. Things that happened that were supposed to happen that haunt me to this day. And then he goes into, I often ask myself and compare myself to the stars of yesterday and think, what would they do were they in this current landscape? What would Harley Race do, says CM Punk. He goes into how his tools are self-made and Roman Reigns' tools are store-bought. He also mentions Roman Reigns going on to Jimmy Fallon. Says TKO sends Reigns to Jimmy Fallon because he's safe, boring, plastic, and manufactured. He called himself dangerous because you never know what I'm going to do or what I'm going to say. There's another comment in here that I actually genuinely LOL'd at with my wife, where he said, my bloated cousin isn't on the board of directors. Clearly talking about Dwayne and the fact that Dwayne is Roman's cousin. Now, I'm sure the entirety of the Fatu family is going to get pissed off again at this one, because he didn't insult Roman Reigns' father, but he did mention him. So I'm sure they're going to turn it into don't disrespect my family. Fucking nonsense again. But Roman Reigns, as you're aware, his father was a WWE superstar. CM Punk kind of touched upon this, and he said, my dad didn't have to get me a job because I sucked at football. Obviously referencing the fact that Roman Reigns played college football, and that's pretty much where his football hopes and dreams ended before becoming a WWE wrestler. Then the fan favorite reference of the night, by far, where he says, you ate dog food for a weird old man. For new fans who were not watching the product actively at this time that this occurred, which was, those of you calling for Vince McMahon to come back and run this, allow me to refresh your memory on some of the fucking garbage we saw under that. Where Roman Reigns was referring to himself as the big dog, if you remember. I try not to remember because it was absolutely awful. But Roman Reigns would refer to himself as the big dog, and this is his yard now, right? After beating The Undertaker. And I believe it was Baron Corbin. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments. I believe it was Baron Corbin that handcuffed him to the ring post, and it's exactly what CM Punk said. He literally fed the guy fucking dog food. I mean, So those of you saying we want Vince McMahon back, fucking why? Why? That's the kind of shit we got under Vince. CM Punk then says, I was tired of being treated like a dog, and I had FU money, so I left. Then he mentions how anybody else would have been fired had they been given as many opportunities as Roman Reigns and sucked at the first 8 WrestleMania main events, which is true. All the best promos in professional wrestling will have a sense of truth about them. And this point that CM Punk made was absolutely true. I'm sorry. Almost every single one of the big dog Roman Reigns WrestleMania main events was absolute shit. He also said he's not afraid to blow up a bridge because, bitch, I know how to swim. Obviously, this is CM Punk letting us know, which we should all be aware of at this point, that he's not afraid to piss off anyone who's a big boss of a company or corporation or what have you. He's not afraid to blow up those bridges because he'll be fine. He'll find something to feed himself and AJ Lee. R.I.P. Larry. Obviously, indirect kind of reference to Tony Khan, our boy TK there in Guantanamo Bay. And then comes the basically the exclamation point on this promo where he goes over Pat McAfee and that whole situation, and then he touches upon the ticket prices as well. Punk called McAfee a buggy-whipped arm, no-brain hillbilly and told him to call up that agent that was foolish enough to shoehorn you into this business and this show and tell him to lower the ticket prices. Which, of course, as most people should be aware by now, the ticket prices for WrestleMania, and not just WrestleMania, I mean, I saw ticket prices for, I believe it's Clash in Italy, where like nosebleeds are like $700 for a fucking B-level show. Clash in Italy, it might as well be a fucking Saturday night's main event. That's how shitty it's going to be. But hey, you can make fucking pasta noodles with, it's supposed to be a surprise, but I'm sure it'll be fucking somebody nobody cares about, right? Garbage. $10,000 and you can make fucking pasta noodles with a secondary level WWE superstar. Oh boy, sign me up. Or for $10,000, you can go on a bus ride with Cody fucking Rhodes. No fucking thank you. I would much rather be here at home with a drink, with a nice orange juice, with a nice cup of coffee. Black Rifle Coffee Company, of course. Best coffee I've ever tasted in my entire life. Watching this disgusting shit from the comfort of my couch and television, and then shitting all over it afterwards. It makes my whole fucking day. There were also some, Monday Night Raw, for the most part, it came and went. Outside of Punk's promo, outside of maybe the end with Oba and Brock, and of course, Stephanie Vaquer literally trying to fucking kill Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez. We'll touch upon that. Outside of that, man, I mean, it's nothing really to report here. Looks like WWE really is going to leave Carmelo Hayes and Rey Fenix and Ilya Dragunov, some of the most talented professional wrestlers on this fucking planet, are not going to be on WrestleMania. But hey, we're getting fucking Little Yachty and I Show Speed, right? So we should all be happy. The Stephanie Vaquer situation, I will touch upon this. If you didn't see it, you should look it up on YouTube. Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez were standing face to face having a discussion. Stephanie Vaquer was supposed to come from behind Liv and attack her. She came in a little too fucking hot, man, and she shoved Liv Morgan so fucking hard into Roxanne Perez. Their heads clashed together. And when you watch the video on YouTube, it's on WWE's YouTube channel right now. When you watch the video on YouTube, you hear the head clash, and it's fucking scary. Almost disturbing how loud their heads hit together. And then the knot, of course, that Liv Morgan got, and Roxanne sitting there with an ice bag on her head. Pretty fucking rough, man. And now they're both in concussion protocol. So I don't know if that would potentially put the Liv Morgan Stephanie Vaquer match in jeopardy. I'm not sure. But concussion protocol, it's not something you're going to get out of in a couple days. Especially nowadays when we take it seriously, as it should be taken seriously. So we'll see. Hopefully that match for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship is not in jeopardy. The only women's match that I'm really looking forward to at this point, I mean, maybe Io and Asuka will be, I'm sure it'll be a pretty good match. But like everything else this WrestleMania season, WWE fumbled that storyline as well. So then we got confirmation that the demon version of Finn Balor is going to be at WrestleMania. I thought that was giving that away, that's what's going to happen. It should have just been a surprise, bro. You should have just left it for WrestleMania. I mean, we all knew it was coming anyway, but still, just the surprise factor, right? Of actually seeing the demon entrance. Now we're expecting it, so now it's going to take off a little bit of that shine. Which, by the way, if Finn Balor loses, that's just one small example of how stupid this fucking creative team is. Then we get the Oba, Femi, Brock Lesnar. You know, tell me if you're shocked if you haven't seen one of these in a while, but another pull-apart brawl with the fucking 5'6" security guards that look like they couldn't fucking stop a middle schooler are going to stop Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi. Give me a fucking break. Enough with the pull-apart brawls, please. You do one every fucking week, and eventually it makes it so it doesn't even have an effect on what we're seeing anymore. You know, back in the day, you would have brawls, right? But usually to separate two people, it would be like referees, or, you know, maybe you'd have like some of the people behind Gorilla come out and help the referees, right? And even then, it wasn't every fucking week. But then when you had a big, massive pull-apart brawl and you had security guards or fucking police officers, that's when you knew, like, holy shit, these two guys actually hate each other. And it's just another concept now WWE has an entire graveyard of concepts that they have overdone and fucking buried. So you can go ahead and put the pull apart brawl in there with fucking Survivor Series, War Games. You can fucking put it in there with Vince McMahon ruining the Hell in a Cell match. You can put it in there with the fucking Money in the Bank. They have killed that to fucking death as well. Just another concept that they have overdone and ruined. And I wish they would fucking stop doing it every single week. It's every single week we get one of these. And then this whole segment to end the show, it felt rushed anyway. It felt like whoever put this show together, which is WWE Creative, it's not TKO. I hear a lot of people giving WWE Creative the pass when it comes to their stupid fucking decisions. Just because TKO makes stupid decisions doesn't mean that WWE Creative also doesn't suck. They suck. Okay? Whoever put this show together, it seemed like they totally forgot this brawl was supposed to happen. And then they all of a sudden they realize, holy shit, we got 10 minutes of the show left. Throw them out there. Let's get out there. It felt rushed. It felt very rushed and not very put together, sloppy. But it gets the job done. It doesn't really matter. I don't think there's much that WWE can do to fuck this one up. This is the one storyline they have going into WrestleMania that they have not fucked up yet. They fucked up CM Punk and Roman Reigns. They made it about CM Punk's age, which was the one thing they were supposed to not do, because that's the one avenue that would have guaranteed that the feud would have lost a little fire going into WrestleMania. And of course, that's what WWE does. Obviously, they fucked up Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. The women's tag team championships, nobody gives a fuck about. Nobody. They have booked those into fucking oblivion. Just get rid of them, please. Just get rid of that whole fucking division. The SmackDown men's tag team championships, same boat. Fucking garbage. The Raw tag team championships, also garbage. Fucking get rid of them. They're not even being defended at WrestleMania. This is why I have always been in favor of having one set of tag team championships, just like the women. And you have the champion who appears on both brands, and you have everybody on those brands vying for a shot at the championship. It just makes it so much less convoluted, and it makes it so teams on both shows have something to fucking fight for, right? But the tag team titles on both shows aren't even being featured at WrestleMania. But I show speeds in a fucking match. That's what counts, right? I mean, I can't think of anything we give a fuck about. Liv Morgan and Stephanie Vaquer has been okay. It's been okay. Jade and Rhea is fucking awful. Nobody wants to see that. Especially because we all know that Jade Cargill is going to retain so they can get that Bianca Belair Rhea. I wouldn't mind that match, but Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill is their plan. You already know that's coming for some fucking reason. Jade, who can't talk and can't wrestle. Yes, sign me up. Fuck. We're getting a multi-man ladder match for the IC title every fucking year. It's either the US title or the IC title that gets a multi-man fucking match. They fucked Carmelo Hayes out of the US title and gave us Sammy, that's not going to work for me, brother Hogan, instead of Carmelo Hayes, who has history with Trick Williams, by the way. So that put a sour taste in my mouth for that. And that's pretty much it, man. I kind of give a shit about the Roman Reigns CM Punk match. CM Punk kind of brought me back into it a little bit yesterday, right? They royally fucked up Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. They royally fucked that one up. There's no saving that one now. Don't give a shit about that one. It's kind of like what I would imagine watching the Titanic sink and you're on one of the fucking lifeboats. You don't even want to look, man. It's that fucking bad of a disaster. You don't even want to watch. So, outside of Roman Reigns and CM Punk and Brock and Oba, what is there to give a fuck about going into WrestleMania? What is there to give a singular fuck about on the show? Nothing. And this is where I take issue. I've seen people, ever since Friday, the weekend, and yesterday, talking about how, see, it's not WWE's fault. TKO's making them do all of this. No. That's what they want you to think. They want to turn the heat off of them onto TKO. Which, don't get me wrong, there should be heat on TKO because they're fucking garbage. I'm in no way, shape, or form defending TKO, and I will never defend TKO. Ari Emanuel is a fucking idiot. This is the same guy who looks at Pat McAfee and sees Sylvester Stallone. No. No. Absolutely not. Maybe if we're making parody films, Pat McAfee could be Sylvester Stallone. But in reality, not a fucking chance, man. So fuck TKO. But that doesn't absolve WWE of their fuck-ups that we've seen basically since the end of WrestleMania 40. The creative team has been inept. They can't even get the rudimentary levels of creative correctly, right? They insult the audience's intelligence on a weekly fucking basis. Every single week. So they're not blameless at all. They suck. All you got to do if you feel like WWE creative needs to be given a second chance or some grace in this situation, all you got to do is watch Unreal. I don't watch it. I tried to watch it. But seeing their creative meetings and seeing the ideas and the way that these ideas are presented in a fucking boardroom by these idiots on this fucking creative team, I can't give them any grace whatsoever. The ideas that are pitched and some of the shit these clowns discuss in the writing room is fucking pathetic. And you know what else is crazy? Is they could make at least 6 figures to fucking do so. Get paid at least 6 figures to come up with fucking slop. And then they look at us like a bunch of pigs and they throw it down and they're like, there you go, pigs. Eat out of that fucking slop. Nuh-uh. So don't get it twisted. Don't try to let them pivot and blame TKO for everything. TKO fucking sucks, but so does WWE Creative. And that's the point that I'm making. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are you excited for WrestleMania? If you say yes, I may just block you because that means you're a fucking liar. I will see you Thursday morning. More than likely. I may post a video tomorrow morning. We'll see how it goes. This overnight schedule, kind of kicks my ass. So We'll see if I post tomorrow morning. Thursday morning, though, I definitely will be posting an AEW Dynamite review. And this has been another edition of the Go Home Show in the new Go Home Show Tavern.